almost fainted. These people in uniform.
I don't know anything about that. If there are some entities who are doing it, to be frank, I don't know.
Abortion as her last resort.
When
the abortion turned rape. The sex, the sleaze, and the drugs. From the stables of Tiger IPI comes another thrilling and captivating episode of Wild Ghana. How wild could we be?
On many occasions, when I wanted to pay the bill, the way they would...
according to the prophecies, the nearness of Christ is near, so we should prepare. They will beat you, they will insult you, they will slap you. They use cane and point to everybody, witch, wizard.
We acknowledge the fact that we have a freedom to practice our religion. This is totally unacceptable.
The DVDs for Anansa's undercover works over the years are now available in selected shops. Grab your copy now.
What do you think when you hear the word slavery? Do you imagine scenes of people stolen from Africa being forced to work on cotton fields in the United States? Do you also believe that slavery ended more than 100 years ago? In fact, there is a good chance that modern-day slavery thrives not too far from where you live. Like African slaves in the past centuries, many people are being held captive and are forced to work, some physically assaulted to make them work. Most victims are tricked into these harrowing conditions. They are given false promises of money, education, and better lives. Then, the promises are broken. The victims of human trafficking are trapped. Prostitution is a special category of human trafficking. In this case, the traffickers make money when their victims, who are mostly women and young girls, are forced to render sex and sex-related services. Customers buy these victims for an hour or more. Sometimes, the victims are made to have sex several times within a day, depending on the rate of demand from customers. In Ghana, the story isn't different from what is experienced globally. Ghana is a country of origin, transit, and destination for women and children subjected to trafficking in persons, specifically forced labor and forced prostitution. We need a strong media, an effective security service, and a vigilant society to fight existing human trafficking rings in Ghana to cure this menace in our society. This is Accra, Ghana's capital city. There are 745,294 foreigners here, some engaged in genuine businesses and others engaged in illicit business enterprises. In this story, I go undercover to expose the sordid acts of human trafficking and prostitution by a Chinese trafficking ring in Accra. My name is Anas Arimiya Anas. I am an investigative journalist. I do not show my face, and I guess you all know the reason why. This is Peach Blossom Palace, the hideout of the Chinese human trafficking barons. From the exterior, the place appears to be a bar, yet it holds several rooms which serve as a brothel for the trafficked Chinese girls. Peach Blossom Palace is the wholesale outlet from where the trafficked girls are marketed and hired out. Poor, innocent and vulnerable Chinese girls, some as young as 19, are the human commodities on sale, paraded in front of the clients like pieces of meat in a butcher shop window. They are lured here with promises of respectable, well-paying jobs, only to have their passports and return tickets confiscated. Their travel documents can only be given to them on condition they would have paid the cost invariably inflated of the trip to Accra. Interestingly, it is the trafficking lords who show which job they shall undertake to repay the cost of bringing them down to Ghana. They are maltreated and tied with a monstrous debt that can only be paid through the sale of their bodies. They are also thrown into debt bondage and forced to sell their innocence and human dignity for their master's gain in nightclubs and casinos. Any of these traffickers' victims who attempt anything akin to disobedience, not to talk of rebellion, is firmly, swiftly, and brutally repressed. I have positioned myself around this location, the Peach Blossom Palace, located at La in Accra, for almost a month now, looking for a link man to lead me in. The only people I see going and coming out of the brothel are the Chinese, whom I suspect to be running the trafficking ring. One evening, while I continue keeping vigil on the brothel, I suddenly see a young Ghanaian lady who I later found to be a house help called Princess enter the house. She comes out of the house after some time to buy credit. Instantly, I felt I could use this lady to draw more information about the operations of the traffickers, which would consequently aid me to hang them. The only effective way to get credible information from this lady is to establish contact with her. It is early morning and I'm already here to monitor activities around Peach Blossom Palace. Princess comes out of the house and walks towards the credit vendor to make a purchase. I hurriedly walk towards her and establish contact. She was initially hesitant to give me her number when I asked, but later heeded to my request. Over time, Princess had gained lots of confidence in me, which has enabled me to obtain valuable first-hand account of the man at the center of the ring. However, to gain absolute confidence and trust in me, I took Princess out on several occasions, especially to the beach and the mall.
Today, you know where we would have gone? The last time, where did we even go? I'm saying that the last time, today we would have gone to a nice place. Last time, where did we go?
You know the Mosmos and the
yeah. Today we would have gone to Osikan Beach. It's a nice place. Yeah.
The Chinese the Chinese dish.
No, it's not a Chinese place.
Yeah,
it's a beachside be in Accra. So next Sunday, that's where we will go.
I've been very curious to enter the brothel since I met Princess to see things for myself, but she tells me it's not possible for me to get access even in the absence of a traffickers.
Hey, today the gate that you were coming from there, it was a wild gate too. Me, I thought you had just one gate.
Oh, no, we have the special one. We have the two gates. The main one and the small door.
I see. It's because me, I haven't seen the small door before.
But today, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it today. Thank you for showing me. I didn't know that you have a small door. So that when I'm coming, I also use the small door.
If I meet you at the small door there, you know that.
Princess, so are you saying that these people, they will never allow me to come and see you inside the room?
They know, I'll never lie. You can ask everybody outside. They'll never allow you. Oh, it's true.
They never allow anybody.
Yes.
Why?
I tell you that the man who wants to marry one of his brother. Yeah, understand? Okay,
wait. So if your brother, you say your brother came to visit you, and what happened?
My brother.
But you say your brother came to visit you.
But I knew my brother too.
And
I knew my brother. The last time I was in the bed and my brother came here in the morning. He saw one of the lady pour water on him.
Pour water on him?
Yes.
Why? Did they allow your brother to enter the room?
They say I don't know if my brother, so they pour water on him. How does he face my brother? It's because of me. How my brother will collapse them. Because of me, it's because of me, no. You don't want to ask them anything.
So now, if your brother comes and he wants to enter the house, will they allow him?
No, I don't know my brother there. You can enter the house, but not in the room. We sit by the gate side. Everybody know my brother.
Oh.
Everybody know my brother.
Okay, so, but me, if I come, they will never allow me to enter.
Hey, Dad, I'm not like.
Why? But me, what have I done to them? You can tell them I'm also your brother.
Not only you alone. Even my uncle come here. My uncle come here to see me. They tell my uncle I'm not inside. That's what I'm doing. They will tell you I'm not inside. Meanwhile, it's my brother saying, why are they doing this? They don't want to marry me.
It was this time that she revealed to me that all the girls are for the exclusive patronage of non-African expatriates. I therefore had to rely greatly on information from Princess and my own intelligence gathering. She gives me information about the number of girls in the house and the number of times a girl is likely to have sex with clients in a day.
But how many are they? How many are they?
You're like 18 in the house.
18?
Yes.
Hey, then there are plenty of Chinese people.
You put to 3 black men, so we are 21.
3 black men?
Yes, we have 2. two black men inside. No, one is the driver and one is the waiter. So we are 3.
Okay. So, how many males are there and how many females are there? Because I saw some nice girl be standing, one of them standing there.
The boss and his brother.
How many females?
The females are 17.
17 females. And then the males?
Oh, only one and his brother. The males, one is the boss and one is his brother. So let's take it and the males are 2, but the ones who have trouble. The women have trouble.
I've been told by Princess that King James and the rest of the team had traveled. I have to wait until they return so I can trap him to get hardcore evidence which would be used to prosecute them in court. And to obtain my hardcore evidence, I posed as a bartender in the hotel where King James hires out his sex slaves to expatriates. I have also arranged with my expatriate friend to act as a client interested in some of the girls.
Here, so me, I was concentrating more on here. To be able to get shots here, because all that we are getting here is empty and back, so it's not very necessary. Okay. If we are not able to obtain shots here, I don't care. You understand? Because this is very effective. You can take the shot, but I don't know if you like outside there is a house.
You come to check the tape. Make sure you looked at the fact that it is recording. There's a record sign.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
Okay, now place the camera at the strategic position.
Okay.
Now, everything is set and we are waiting for the arrival of King James and the victim. King James arrives in the hotel with one of the girls. He is met by my expatriate friend to negotiate on the amount and also talk more about how to bring sex slaves from China to Ghana or anywhere in Africa. I walk into the hotel room dressed as a bartender with a bottle of beer on a serving tray in hand to serve the 2 men drinks. I come in like this to spy if all is going as planned. A conversation commences between expatriate and the trafficker while I lurk around. Finally, an amount has been agreed on. King James receives his money and walks off the scene with $150. My expatriate friend has a girl to himself. The girl undresses, finally to have sex with a client. She rubs her fingers on the chest of the man, but he doesn't respond to her. Now, we have our hardcore evidence. I quickly scheduled a day for the raid of the brothel.
When we talk of human trafficking, it's a hidden crime. And therefore, if you don't do much undercover, it's very difficult even to get evidence.
I called Princess to find out if the guys are at home. We need all of them to be at home so we could nab them without any escape.
Hi, hello.
I'm on the line.
Hi, I'm fine. Good morning, Princess. I just called to check on you. Today, don't forget your other husband is coming, so smile small, Abba. Please smile. Has he arrived yet?
No.
Not yet. Hey. And today you will be happy, at least you smile with him. Don't get sick. When he sees you sick, it's not good, okay? Alright, take care. The one you say, the one of the men, the Chinchanchi men, you say has trouble. Has he arrived?
Yeah, he'll be back on Sunday.
He'll be back on Sunday?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
So that means I can't go outside.
Ah, so when he's back on Sunday, you cannot go out?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Ah, that's why. Oh, but what time is he going to arrive? See that?
I don't see jealous.
He's jealous, eh?
Yes.
What time is he going to arrive on Sunday? Or he will arrive on Saturday evening?
Huh?
Is he arriving on Saturday evening or Sunday evening?
Sunday.
Sunday, what time?
Like 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock?
I don't know that time.
Do you know the flight that he's coming with?
But I know it's not.
Ah, you don't know. Oh, okay. All right. So I will see, because if he is not jealous, then we will go out. If he is, then I will just stop for us to find another day.
At exactly 8 a.m. on Val's Day 2009, a combined force of over 80 armed men from the Panther units of the Ghana Police Service and Criminal Investigative Department besieged the premises of the Peach Blossom Palace in Labadi.
All right.
Where's the key? This is the khaki.
I'm not the only one writing. They was also writing about tickets. So the name from
Yeah, we are going to try it later because I just happened to have press twice.
Where is the khaki? And the president is around. And the color girl. How many people have two?
Write your name. I'm not asking you to read this. Write your name.
Makeups.
And a condom. Yes. Wait, condoms.
Answer me. These are not the answers. They are not here. These days, you don't know them. this?
In a bag.
Don't write the fake name. Don't write the fake name. Write your name. Your name.
Hundreds of onlookers filled up the streets to catch a glimpse of the raid. In all, 7 Chinese girls were rescued by the police. King James, who was sitting bare-chested with his wife next to him in the house, was immediately arrested by armed policemen. The police also retrieved $14,000 in cash and some unspecified amount of money in Chinese yuan and Ghana cedi from him. According to an insider, the money was part of fees paid for the sexual services rendered by some of the girls the previous week. After putting the rescued girls on board a waiting bus, several armed policemen escorted King James and 2 other Chinese men believed to be accomplices to a waiting vehicle and were transported to the police headquarters here in Accra for questioning. The 3 dons, James Zhongjing, first accused, Chu Zhangvin, second accused, and Sam Shan Shifan, third accused, were visibly shocked when I started playing on a big screen the activities of engaging the Chinese girls for exploitation. They could not dispute the content of the video. That is Sam taking money from that white man and delivering that Chinese girl to the client for sexual exploitation. They were sentenced to a total of 41 years.
When thinking about the Chinese sex trafficking case, in retrospect, we could really see this as an example of what should be done. This case as a precedent-setting case where a larger sentence, I think to date on the continent, was obtained. It tested the law here in Ghana, and it also demonstrated that real things can be accomplished when proper things are done, when there's proper evidence collection, when there's proper post-victim rescue care, when there's a cooperation between different partners on the situation. The women received services, the women received justice, and then the women were repatriated back to China, where a number of them are actually doing quite well and have been able to move on with their life. You still have huge steps to take to get to a point where we could say that the issue is being adequately recognized, one, and adequately addressed.